Hi everybody, quick video here for you to understand how to solve equations. So the first thing you need to identify is that solve means find x, okay? So we're looking for the value of x. I've got 4 different examples here that I'm going to run through with you. Now I would suggest what you do is you underline what it is you're trying to find, and then you're looking at removing everything else first. Now this +2 is not attached to it, so I can move this +2 over this side. And when you move something over the equal sign, which we've got here, instead of it being a +2, when I move it over, it becomes a -2. So I now have 7x is equal to 58 minus 2. So 7x is equal to 56. From here, I'm still trying to get x on its own. So this 7 now needs to be removed. And because it's 7 times x on that left-hand side, when I move it over the equal sign, it moves to the opposite. And the opposite of times is divide. So you do divided by 7. So x is equal to 56 divided by 7. Which is 8, and that is your answer. If you wanted to check it, you could substitute it back in. So 7 times 8, because I'm saying x here is 8, so I go back to this. This means 7 times x. So 7 times 8 is 56, and then plus your 2 gives you 58. So I know my answer is correct. Okay, let's look at this second example. The difference here is that we've now got a bracket involved. So the first thing you need to be able to do is expand the brackets. Okay, so multiply, remember, you're doing 4 times x, which is 4x, and then you're doing 4 times 9. Now, always remember that you are multiplying those values. So 4 times 9 is 36, and then that equals 52. In an exam, that would get you a mark. Now, from here, I'm still trying to get x on its own. So the plus 36 goes over this side here, and you're doing 4x is equal to 52 minus 36. So 4x is equal to 16. And then final step is to get rid of the 4 there, as we just did a minute ago. And this becomes a divide by 4, because on this left-hand side it's a times by 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I can double check that that works again. So if I'm saying x is 4, I'm saying that becomes 4. Well, 4 plus 9 is 13. And then because this is in brackets, I'm effectively saying 4 times by 13, and 4 times by 13 does equal 52. So I know that my answer is correct there. If we look at these 2 examples here now, slightly different, because what we've actually now got is an x on this side of the equation and an x on this side of the equation. So I need to get my x's together and my numbers together. Now move the smaller x. And this is a smaller x because it's 7 and the other one's 9. So I move the smaller x over this side. And it now becomes 9x minus 7x, because that's a positive 7x at the moment. And that is equal to, the 22 hasn't moved yet. And then what I'm going to do is take this plus 12 over, and when I move it over this side, it becomes a minus 12. Okay, so that's my first step. There you get your x's on one side, numbers on the other. From here, 9x minus 7x becomes 2x, and 22 minus 12 is 10. And the final step, as we just did in the other 2 examples, is because it's a times by 2, when I move that over, it becomes a divide by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And I know that that is the correct answer. Last one, a little bit more complicated, because actually what we've got is a division sign involved here. This line here means divide. So we're dividing by 4. We're saying all of this on the left-hand side divided by 4 gives me 8. Now, your first step is to remove that divide by 4. So when I move that over there, that actually becomes a times by 4 now. So your equation now becomes 6x plus 2 is equal to 32. Okay, because you're doing 8 times 4. The reason it's become times is because this was a divide. Now we go back to what we were doing a second ago. I take the plus 2 over here, and it becomes a minus 2. So we have 6x is equal to 32 minus 2. So 6x is equal to 30. And again, final step, that is a times by 6. When I move it over here, it becomes a divide by 6. So x is equal to 5. Again, I could go back to the equation and check it. If I change this x for a 5, and I say 6 times 5 plus 2, or 6 and then divided by 4, it should all give me 8. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. 30 plus 2 is 32. 32 divided by 4 is equal to 8, so I know my answer is correct. Okay, there's your 4 different styles of solving equations. Hope you found that helpful. I'll see you all soon.